to 1936. A half-century of breathtaking change, of increased tempo. The most exciting half-century in America's history. Swiftly new phrases beat out the rhythm of the passing years. Listen to their echo and catch the breathless progress of modern times. Now, streamlined automobiles, transoceanic aeroplanes, cosmic rays, radio, television.
But then, it was different. Listen to the faint echoes of other days, when cigar store Indians and barber poles lined the main street, when cast iron deer guarded the lawns of gingerbread gabled houses, when all America embraced the fad, which, in the sober opinion of observers of such things, was here to stay.
Well, how do you like it?
Oh, Joe, what a beauty.
The finest tandem bicycle on the market.
Mother! Oh, Ma, look at Joe's new tandem. Oh, Joe, she's a Jim Dandy.
Yeah, it's a Sterling. You know the kind, built like a watch. My old one was a monarch. But when a fella gets engaged, he's got to have a bicycle built for two. And nothing's too good for my girl. Daisy, Daisy, give me a answer
You
too.
stop, Joe. Wish my name wasn't Daisy. Everybody joshes me so.
The bunch are getting impatient, Daisy. We've got to get to the edge of town in 10 minutes if we want to see that century run start. Here, now, up you go. Steady. There. Comfortable?
Oh, yes. What a wonderful bicycle. Oh, Mother, don't you wish you were going?
You ready?
Uh-huh.
Take it easy now. I'll do all the work at the start. Hang on. We're off.
So the bicycle craze hit America. Sometimes as many as 1,000 riders would start out from a club for a century run over Sundays or holidays. The men often wore black tights, the women bloomers. Road signs began to appear on the turnpike, and the nation faced its first parking problem. In all America 40 years ago, there were less than 10 miles of concrete roads. But such roads as the nation had were thronged with happy cyclists singing as they pedaled.
It is a blistering July day in 1905. Across the parched Mojave Desert, toward the sun-baked town of Barstow, California, joggles a hard rock miner atop a plodding burro. Unknown, excepting to the desert rats of the Mojave, this strange figure is destined within the next week to become the most talked-of man in America. For this is Death Valley Scotty, riding to fame on a mule.
Sears, then and now, is proud to present Mr. Guy Kibbe as Death Valley Scotty.
Get along there, Nellie, you old buzzard. This here buckaroo's going to cut it high, wide, and handsome. Yes, sir, Nellie. The world will sit up and take notice when Death Valley Scotty and his business come to town. Wahoo! Get along, you old she-devil. Pick up them feet of yours. Won't the boys' eyes bug out when they see my bankroll? And won't they all want to know where I got it? But only you and me knows that, Nellie. Only you and me knows where my nine's located down there in the valley. Only you and me and the Indians. And you can't talk, and the Indians won't. They better not. You're a grand old desert-going hack, Nellie. But what I want is speed. That's what I'm going to show the world. Speed, like they never seen before. Now get along with you, Nellie. We got to be in Barstow by sundown. Whoa, you blasted fool. Whoa there. Howdy, stranger. Can I tie my mule here? I got some business with the station agent.
Well, I'm the agent. What's on your mind?
Coming right to the point. I want a special train to take me to Chicago.
What?
Hey, boys, do you hear that? Scotty wants to hire a special train to go to Chicago.
Got this mule get him there as fast as he needs to go, eh?
You're right, Jose.
Now, don't you listen to them desert rats, mister. I mean business.
Well, did it ever occur to you that special trains cost money and lots of money?
Money? Heh. I got it to burn. Just look at this.
Yeah, look at that one.
Well, that's a lot of money you got there.
Sure it is. And I've got lots more where this come from. Millions.
Yeah, how'd you get that money, Scotty?
I got a secret mine down in the bottom of Death Valley. Only me and my mule knows where it's at. And I ain't telling. You can ask the mule if she'll tell you.
Yeah, but you don't find $1,000 bills in no gold mine. Where'd you get the cash?
That's my secret, too. I don't recommend any of you trying to find it out. The water in them arsenic wells in the valley ain't so healthy. Now, Mr. Agent, how soon do I get my special train?
Well, now, Scotty, best I can do is to get your train into Los Angeles. I don't handle those specials to Chicago. And anyway, I ain't never had a request quite like this one before.
Scotty got a special train and rode into Los Angeles in the cab of the engine, blowing the whistle most of the way. Grimy and dirty, he drove through the streets of the city in a buckboard with 2 kegs of coins.
Here you are, folks. Presents from Death Valley, Scotty. Silver cart wheels from the biggest mine in Christmas. Scramble for 'em. Here's another $20 worth. Scramble. Hey, Bob. Where's the office of the railroad company?
Just up the street, Mr. Scott.
Thanks, Bob. Here's $100 for you.
Gee.
Yes, sirree, folks. The best money in the United States. Right out of Scotty's secret mine. Here you are, friends. Scramble! Whoa there. Here's the railroad company. Say there, friends, go in and tell the boss of the railroad company that Death Valley Scotty is coming in to see him.
Sure, Scotty.
Oh, and wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold out your hat.
There you are.
There. Take that small change home to your old woman and tell her Death Valley Scotty wants her to buy a new dress. Whoa!
Gee, a hat full of silver dollars.
Hey, Scotty, I got an umbrella here.
Oh, no, you don't. Nothing to get piggish about. Lots more where this come from, folks. Here's another $50. Grandma. Bet you ain't seen nothing like this before in Los Angeles, huh? Where's the boss of this railroad?
Mr. Byrne, the assistant passenger traffic manager, is in charge. Did you wish to see him?
Is he the boss?
Well, in this office, yes.
Well, in that case, he wants to see me.
Who shall I say is calling?
I'll tell him myself, sister.
Just a minute
Don't
here now.
trouble yourself. Here's $10. Go and buy yourself something nice. Mr. Byrne?
Yes?
Scott's the name. Walter Scott of Death Valley.
Yes?
Reckon you've heard of me.
I can't say as I have.
You ain't? Well, brand me for a maverick.
What can I do for you?
I'm in a hurry to get to Chicago. I want you to put me there in 46 hours.
What?
I want to hire a special train to get me to Chicago in 46 hours. Can you do it?
Why, Mr. Scott, that's nearly 12 hours faster than we've ever made that run.
Can you do it?
Well, that kind of speed costs money, Mr. Scott.
Here it is, partner. This here roll's got nothing in it but $1,000 bills. And I'm willing to pay any figure you ask. $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. You name it and I'll pay it.
Well, it might be arranged, but it would take a couple of days.
Well, I'm in a powerful hurry, but if you'll arrange to break the record for me, I can arrange to wait a couple of days.
The deal is made. For $5,500, the railroad guarantees to hurl Death Valley Scotty from the Pacific to the Great Lakes in 46 hours. On July 9th, 1905, Scotty makes his farewell speech to an adulating crowd from the rear platform of the special train.
Friends and ladies and gentlemen, just watch our done. We're going faster than all get out.
1 minute to 1, Scotty.
We're going to scuttle across the country like a scared jackrabbit. In less than 46 hours, we'll be in Chicago. So long, friends. So long.
With Within 15 seconds, the Death Valley Special is out of sight of the cheering crowd. An hour and 5 minutes later, it's pulling out of San Bernardino, 65 miles away. A pusher engine boosting up the steep grade of Cajon Pass. Once over the high plateau of the Mojave, the race begins downhill 200 miles to the Colorado River. Inside the Special,
Upland Wildcats. Look!
What's the matter, conductor?
Look at watch them mileposts, Scotty. They're whipping past like a fine-tooth comb. 50 seconds for that last mile.
That's kind of fast, isn't it, conductor?
About 70 miles an hour, Mr. Scott.
Walter, don't you think they better slow down a little?
Slow down, honey. Why, we ain't begun to travel yet.
But I'm afraid it ain't safe, Walter.
Listen, darling, I'm buying speed. I paid for speed, but I ain't getting near enough of it yet. Tell them to open up wide, conductor.
Oh, Walter.
Now, honey, you just sit down and read a book. You just forget about how fast we're going.
Read a book. You can't even keep your seat the way this train's jumping all over the desert.
Why, darling, you are the luckiest woman alive. And you are worrying about how this train's jumping over the desert. Why, the eyes of the whole world are on you today.
Oh, fiddlesticks. I don't know why I ever came on this wild goose chase.
Because you're married to the highest step, greatest shooting, filthiest rich desert rat in the Mojave. That's why. And what's more, you're proud of him. And you love him. Open up that throttle, conductor. Open her up wide. Wahoo!
338 tons of equipment hurled against the outer rail of sharp curves at 75 miles an hour. Men and steel battling against time. Incredible speed over 4 mountain ranges. Winslow 89 miles per hour. Albuquerque 71 miles an hour. Las Vegas 72. Trinidad 80. It was only a matter of a few hours and the Death Valley Special had bolted the Rockies and was burning up the Kansas Plains. At Dodge City, while engines were being changed in record time of 2 minutes.
Hey, conductor.
Want something, Mr. Scott?
Yeah, I got a telegram for the President of the United States.
All right, I'll send it for you, sir.
This is what I want to say. The telegram goes to President Theodore Roosevelt, the White House, Washington, D.C., USA. An American cowboy coming east on special train. Faster than any cowpuncher ever rode aboard. How much shall I break transcontinental record? Wahoo!
Magically on the straight level stretches. At times, 1 mile every 50 seconds. At the Illinois line, the Coyote cut loose in a home run across the state. It was a triumphant finish. Faster and faster each minute. Achieving a new world record. 100, 101. Until between the tiny towns of Cameron and Surrey, the indomitable engineer made 106 miles an hour. 44 hours and 54 minutes out of Los Angeles, the Death Valley Special came to an exhausted stop in the Dearborn Street Station in Chicago.
Howdy, folks. Howdy. Guess we made it like we said we would, huh?
Mr. Scott, may I present His Honor, the Mayor of Chicago?
Well, Mr. Mayor, I'm right glad to make your acquaintance.
Mr. Scott, I'm honored. Chicago's honored. You've made history today, Mr. Scott. And in behalf of the city of Chicago, I want to present you the key to the city.
Well, thanks. Thanks, Your Honor. Gosh, I'll be hornswoggled. The key to Chicago. Whoa!
Thus, then in 1905, did Death Valley Scotty travel faster than any man had ever traveled before. And American railroading chalked up a record which was to stand for 30 years until the present era of diesel-powered streamlined trains. And still today, Death Valley Scotty remains an enigma. Still a legend of the desert where he reigns in baronial splendor in a tremendous castle built from the proceeds of his hidden mine. Desert rats say they never saw much gold dust in Scotty's boat. Yet in 20 years, he has spent $3 million. The secret remains locked in Scotty's heart. For 2 generations of prospectors have failed to find Scotty's mine. A mine so well hidden that Scotty has never even filed a claim on it. Scotty still makes headlines whenever he emerges from the silence of Death Valley. Still is the symbol of a romantic West. The world still asks, what will Death Valley Scotty do next?
While an expanding America, breathing the vital air of the 20th century, was taking its place in the modern world, from the depths of its soul beat an old rhythm, the rhythm of the jungle drums, the wail of the slave ship, the nostalgic song of the bondsman, the thin chatter of the banjo, played before a Negro's cabin under a southern moon. They played it in New Orleans. They played it in Memphis. They played it in river-bottom towns along the Mississippi for a decade, while the rest of the world jiggled to ragtime. They coined a name for it, and they gave America its only distinct contribution to music, jazz. While the air of a war-jaded nation was cocked curiously toward the 6+A rhythm, a young student at the University of Indiana was sitting spellbound at the feet of masters other than college professors. Masters of the 4-bar break, the afterbeat, and the hot lick. His name was Hoagie Carmichael, and he was still an undergraduate when he wrote Riverboat Shuffle. Sears, then and now, is honored to present a composer who, in the opinion of many musical critics, has written the most thoroughly American music since Stephen Foster. He is Hoagie Carmichael, composer of Washboard Blues, Rockin' Chair, Lazy Bones, and the immortal Stardust. It was on a player piano he rebuilt himself in the book nook on the campus of the University of Indiana that Hoagie Carmichael wrote most of the numbers that made him famous. It was on that same piano in 1918 that he was playing Hot One Steps. By 1920, Hoagie Carmichael had devised a new technique. He was sucking on the beat. '22, the year of the upbeat, the year of doodling. The hot musicians in those days were worshiping a trumpet player by the name of Vic Spiderbeck. And by 1924, Hoagie Carmichael adapted his technique to the piano. Hoagie called it one-fingered jazz. Thus, the development of what we know now as swing, how much of it came from Hoagie Carmichael and that battered old piano at Indiana's Book Nook, remains for future historians to decide. But we do know for certain that on that piano, Hoagie Carmichael wrote Rockin' Chair. Sears, then and now, present Hoagie Carmichael and the Doring Sisters, three little girls of deepest blue, in Rockin' Chair.
Oh, rocking chair got me, came by my side, fetch me that ginseng, for I tan you high now. I can't get from this cabin, I ain't going nowhere. Set me here grabbing at the flies round this rocking chair. My dear old Aunt Harriet, how long in heaven you been?
Sally, sweet Shelley, for the end of my trouble I see
You seem day. Rocking chair, get it. Judgment Day, share. Chain to my rocking chair.
Thank you, girls. That was great. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hoagie Carmichael speaking. Just before going to Hollywood to do a picture, my collaborator Stanley Adams and I wrote a song called Little Old Lady. We wrote this for a show called The Show Is On, which will soon open in New York. And I would like to take this opportunity to dedicate it to my two grandmothers, Mrs. Taylor Carmichael of Indianapolis, age 85, and Mrs. Alec Robinson, age 88, who is living down there in Bloomington, Indiana. They were the inspiration for this song, Little Old Lady.
Back in 1886, when President Cleveland kissed you. Bet you were the favorite debutante. Goodness, how the title sticks, 'cause no one can resist you. You are still so gaily nonchalant. And as for all our modern things, aeroplanes that don't have wings, I bet that you did pretty well without them, didn't you? Little old lady passing by, catching everyone's eye. You have such a charming manner, sweet and shy. Little old bonnet set in place, and a smile on your face. You're a perfect picture in your lavender and lace. A little bit of business here, a little bit of business there. I bet you were the figaro, running everywhere. Little old lady, time for tea. Here's a kiss, 2 or 3. You're just like that little old lady I hold dear to me. Little old lady, so petite, ask the cop on the beat. He'll be glad to help you when you cross the street. Little old lady, where's your shawl? It's so late in the fall. You might start to sneeze, and my, that wouldn't do at all. A little lavalier and jet, little things you can't forget. Bet you were the favorite belle at every minuet. Little old lady, so polite. Close your eyes, that's all right. You deserve a sweet bouquet of pleasant dreams tonight.
Sears Chorus and the Sears Orchestra, with Hoagie Carmichael at the solo piano, bring you Stardust.
I dream in vain. Always in my heart it will remain. The memory of love.
Well, friends, this is old Guy Kibbe back again. A little while ago, I was trying to portray how my longtime friend, Death Valley Scotty, discovered a hidden mine out in the Mojave Desert. I had a little gold mine of my own out in that southwestern country years ago when I was just a kid. Only mine wasn't a hole in the ground. It was a book. A Sears Roebuck catalog. Thank you.
Sears, Roebuck and Company invite you to listen again next Thursday evening at this time when Sears, Then and Now, brings you another review of America's past half-century with their guest stars Misha Elman and Miss Cole Glade.
Sears, Then and Now, Part 10.